Hello sir, this is a descriptive video in which where we will understand the working of the circuit which we have designed for an SSR. It will convert a small DC voltage to a varied AC voltage by using a triac. First of all, we will see the working of the circuit and then see the simulation done in Multisim software. So the circuit is primarily divided into two parts. The first is the line synchronization with the input AC cycle, and another part is generating a desired pulse by using a timer IC. The first, for synchronizing it with the line, we have used a zero crossing detector made by a full bridge rectifier, where the properties of the semiconductor diodes are used to generate the pulse whenever the input voltage crosses the zero. As we know, each and every semiconductor material is having some forward bias voltage, and generally which is 0.7 volt. So there will be a time when we will not get any output through this full bridge rectifier. To be precise, it would be approximately around 0.4 milliseconds. And for this much time we will not get any output, so we have used an octocoupler to convert it from 24 volt to 5 volt and a square wave, where we will get a low pulse whenever the zero is being crossed of some time. As we can see in this circuit, a high pull down resistor is used to get that output from the zero crossing detector, and then this output is given as an input to the 555 timer IC, which is configured in monostable configuration. And as a matter of safety, a step down transformer is used to bring the input power to a low voltage level. Even we can use the power diodes for the rectifier and avoid the step down transformer to cut the cost. These pulses, whenever the input cycle crosses the zero, are being used to trigger the 555 timer IC, and where we can vary the pulse output of the timer IC depending upon our need. As we know, the 555 timer IC in monostable configuration, the capacitor charges up to 2 by 3 VCC in general configuration, where the control pin is given as a ground. But if we give any voltage to the control pin, then the capacitor will charge up to the voltage which is given at the control pin. So we have used that concept to vary the charging time of the capacitor, and which will lead to the change in time of the output pulse, and ultimately it will lead to the pulse triggering of the triac, and which will change the power delivered to our load. Like this we can achieve the precise control over the power delivered to a load by using gate pulse triggering of the triac using a varied PWM. We have provided such input voltage, but if we want to do it mechanically, then we can just put a potentiometer and give ground to the control pin of the 555 timer IC and vary the resistance with the capacitor, and RC time constant will vary, which will lead to the change in pulse with modulation, and similar results can be achieved, where maximum resistance would be around 10k, and if the capacitor is of 1 microfarad, which will make a 10 millisecond time constant of the RC circuit. That time constant is equals to the time of half cycle of the AC cycle supplied in our houses. So whenever the value of the resistance would be 0, the fire of the triac would be made at 0, and it will vary up to 10 millisecond. and in our case we will change the voltage up to which the capacitor will be charged, where RC time constant will be set as 10 millisecond, where we have embedded a 10k port in the circuit and a 1 microfarad capacitance. We can even adjust the potentiometer to vary the input range, as we will keep the 10k and 1 microfarad, so the time constant will be 10 millisecond. So the input range available for us would be only up to 63% of the VCC, where we will achieve 180-degree firing angle when the input voltage is 63% of the VCC. But in a simulation we have checked that by decreasing the RC time constant, the input range can be increased. And on deriving the formulas of the RMS value of load, we have got this equation which is related to the input and output voltages, where VCin is the input voltage supplied at control pin of the 555 timer IC, and V out is the output voltage which we will get across our load. So this is how we can basically control the voltage at which the capacitor will be charged, and by that we will control the ultimately we will control the power delivered to our load. And now let's see that in a simulation. So in the simulation we get the expected results like this line diagram, where whenever the zero crossing detector will give a pulse, the capacitor will start charging, and for that much duration output pulse will be generated, which will then be inverted by using transistor as a switch and given to the gate, and the triac will be fired. See, over here as we run the simulation we can see and verify the properties. Like, we have kept here two graphs which will show us the line synchronization and the output PWM and power delivered to the load. So let's see this. Here this graph will show us the line synchronization. So here this is the output in red color of the full wave rectifier, which is going low for a small period of time, and the orange color output is across the pull down resistance of the octocoupler, which is nothing but replicating the full wave rectifier to 0 to VCC range, and where VCC can be set as per the as per the specification of the 555 timer IC, which could generally be from 0 to 5 volt or 0 to 12 volt depending upon the input range. And so here the another graph is shown, where we have taken the tappings across the load and the 555 timer IC. 555 timer IC by using a transistor as a switch, which will invert the output of the 555 timer IC, as we are getting the high on the starting of the half cycle, but we want the triac to be fired when the output of 555 timer goes low. So we have inverted it by using a triac and taken the output and given that connected it with the gate. So here we can see that this orange color lines shows the output of that transistor, and the red color shows the power delivered to the load. So here I will vary the potentiometer's resistance, which is used as a voltage divider to give the voltage to the control pin. So see, currently it is 30%, so it is firing somewhere in the beginning of the half cycle. I will increase it so it will fire on later time. See, it is almost fired at between of the half cycle. See, now further on increasing, the power delivered will be reduced. See, here we have calibrated the RC time constant to almost 5 millisecond, which was intentionally kept as 10 millisecond. But when it was kept as 10 millisecond, we were getting the input range from 0 to 63%, and by decreasing it, we have got a more input range. And if we will go beyond the input range, then power will be delivered, but the pulse width will increase beyond 10 millisecond, and the track will be fired in the next half cycle. Let's see that. See, I have kept it as 100%. So now in this half cycle nothing is done. The track is as an open switch. Now it will be fired. No. Okay, so it is 100%. See, it has fired after such a long time. It was kept 100%, and it will be take time for the capacitor to reach up to that charge. Now let's decrease its light to get very quick. See now. See, the synchronization is lost. So there is a input range of this IC, of this circuit, which can be varied by varying this potentiometer. And the basic formula which this circuit follows for input DC voltage and output AC voltage is this, which is derived by taking the time in consideration of the capacitor to reach the control voltage provided, and then that time is kept for the RMS value of the AC cycle. So by doing this, we can vary the output AC voltage by changing the input DC voltage through this circuit. And even we can make it like a hardware based controller, where which will just rotate the potentiometer and the output will be changed. For that we just need to give a ground to the control pin of 555 timer IC. Let's see, I will give it. So by doing that, we can achieve a control by this potentiometer. See, I will change the value of potentiometer and the output will be changed. Currently it is at 50%, so it is exactly been fired. Track is exactly being fired when the half cycle reaches its 50% value. Now I will make it as 100%, so no power will be delivered. See, from the next half cycle nothing is going to be delivered. And if I will make it 0%, then whole AC cycle will be across the load. See, So by this, simply using a 555 timer IC and a zero crossing detector, we can make an SSR circuit which can be used to control the power delivered across the various types of loads like a simple lamp or a motor or a linear vibrating feeder, etc. So even if we need to make this equation simpler, then we can charge the capacitor linearly by using a transistor in the 555 timer IC. It will avoid this logarithmic and all that things, which will give us a good tuned parameter of the output voltage depending on the input voltage. So thanks for watching.